What's good, chat? Now, what's good, Blick Gang? Hope you guys are all doing well, man. Feed your mind, feed your body, feeding yourself, making closer to yourself as you should. You know what I'm saying? Because it all starts with yourself. You got to give yourself the proper love in order to give to others. Because how can you give love if you don't have any to give? So give that love to yourself so that you can give to others, man. But anyways, what will we be talking about today? So today's video, we're going to talk about questioning and curiosity. So before we get into this video, make sure you guys leave a like, share this out to algorithm, man, to help many other people who need this video, man. Follow, subscribe, share, comment, you know what I'm saying, whatever you feel led to do, because these things are very significant to my channel's growth. And if you want to help my channel grow, because I have my goals, my dreams as well, and if you want to help that, these things go a long way, man. And yeah, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, even if you don't do these things, even if you're just here viewing, you know what I'm saying, just checking out the channel, any kind of interaction with the channel helps a lot, and I still appreciate you for it. So yeah, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Blid, and it's good to see you. If you're returning, welcome back. Good to see you again. And yeah, let's get into the video. So, questioning and curiosity. Why is this important? The thing about questioning and curiosity, these are musts if you want understanding. You must be curious and ask questions in order to understand. Because how can you understand something if you aren't trying to understand it? Right? How can you ever get to the bottom of anything if you're not trying to get to the bottom of it? How can you ever know about something if you're not trying to know about it? It must have your attention. Even if you just want to know about it, it must have your attention. That's obviously, like, common sense. That's simple understanding, right? In order to know about something, you must, even want to know about it, first of all. And in order to understand it, you have to ask the questions, right? You have to ask the questions. People can tell you about stuff and that it can give you understanding to some extent. But if you really want to understand in the way that you want to understand it, ask the questions, right? What is the whole shebang about curiosity? It is a good thing. I mean, obviously anything could be used for, good or evil, right? Just like I said in another video, I believe, Balance, I believe. If you guys want to check that out, Balance video is a really good video. But yeah, if you guys want to check that out, I'll leave the link in the description below. So yeah, I highly recommend checking that out if you want to just learn about balance and just get a little more understanding on the concept, just what it is, and just like how to go about it and yada yada. You guys want to check that out? You guys can check that out if you feel led. But yeah, the thing about curiosity though is that you should always be curious, right? Don't ever be afraid to be curious about anything, because one, this is how you keep yourself safe. Two, this is how you become aware of things. Three, it's how you understand things, right? So if you are curious about something, first it means it has your attention, right? It's communicating something to yourself that you just seek understanding in. Maybe it's something that you want to learn for yourself, so that maybe it's a reflection of yourself. Maybe it's something that you want to just learn about life for yourself. Maybe it's just something you want to learn about others. Anything can drive your curiosity, right? So, but obviously it's just the way you go about these things, right? Like, if you're curious about drugs, don't fucking take them, right? Like, obviously, if you're curious about drugs, like, learn about them, like, do studies about them. There's so many studies. You can ask people who work with drugs, or if you want to, learn about just something that you obviously should not be like partaking in a physical sense, but just like, like if it's something that is driving your curiosity, then fulfill that in a healthy way so that you won't harm yourself, right? You just have to be smart about these things. You have to be smart about what you're doing and how you're doing stuff in general, right? So, yeah, it's always good to fulfill that curiosity in you because that is your body telling you something. It's just like I said about emotions, right? And I will put the emotions video in the description too if you guys want to learn more about that. Really good video as well. But it's just like I said about emotions, it's information, right? Everything that you're feeling is information and it's telling you something for a reason, for some kind of understanding. So you have to fulfill that so you can get that understanding, right? And then that's where the questioning comes in. That's where the asking questions comes in. The why, the what, the how, the who. You know what I'm saying? All these questions, questioning is very, very important and very good to understanding because it is helping to feed your consciousness, your uh, awareness on things. It's helping to feed your understanding, your wisdom, right? So yeah, it's always good to be curious and always good to ask questions. Now, if you're ever in a place that does not like you asking questions, oh yeah, before I say that too. So the thing about it as well is that this is how you repel control, right? This is how you repel manipulation. It's how you not be manipulated and controlled. Because when you are a conscious person, right? When you are a conscious person, you can't be easily controlled. You can't be easily manipulated because you observe everything. You're aware of everything. You know what I'm saying? And also, awareness, consciousness, and experience video is out too. So if you guys want to see that video, that video will be in the link in the description too. I would highly recommend watching that video as well. Really good video to just help you understand more about that whole concept about awareness, consciousness, and experience and how it all correlates. But yeah, it helps feed that consciousness, that awareness in you. And when you are conscious and aware and observant to any extent, you know what I'm saying? You're using your intellect, you're using your thinking, you're just thinking for yourself, right? And when you are thinking for yourself, that doesn't help a kingdom that is full of control, right? That will only harm that, right? Anyone who is real and authentic does not mind you asking questions and does not mind your curiosity, right? And you seeking understanding because they have nothing to hide. Now, here's the tricky part about that, all right, is because just for the simple fact that there's some things in this world that is just truly corrupt and impure, right? And just like, evil and harmful, right? So, like, obviously, some things, it's like, you don't have to tell, like, everyone, like, your personal business or, like, like, everyone everything. Just tell them what's needed to be told. Like, if they're asking, like, you just have to be smart about just what you're doing with anything, like I said, right? So it's like, obviously, if you feel it's ill intent, right? You just sense ill intent because it's a very real thing. Then it's like you don't. I mean, one, you don't even have to tell them really. You don't have to. And two, if you do tell them something, you don't have to tell them the full scope of your whole ideology or whatever. Just say what needs to be said and move on. But you're not obligated to say anything. Like, I mean, you don't even have to be around it. You could just move away from it. You know what I'm saying? And don't even have to be around that atmosphere. But I'm just saying, in terms of just like people who are real and authentic, right, and especially pure, don't mind you asking questions. They don't mind being questioned. They actually like being questioned. They actually like um speaking to people about stuff. Because sometimes, if you're like me, if you're a conscious person, aware person, and a deep thinker, there's not really many people like us nowadays. We're very rare, and especially pure people. It is very, very rare. So when we have the opportunity to actually express the stuff that we've just think about on a daily basis, and even talk to ourselves about to other people that are genuinely curious and real and authentic like us, bro, that is the greatest thing ever. I love talking to people about stuff. I love it. Why do you think I make these videos? Like, I love talking to people about stuff. Like, pretty soon I'm gonna be, just yapping to you guys about some of the most randomest shit that I be thinking about. Pretty soon, I'm gonna have a whole series about just random yapping about stuff. But I mean, I yap now, but this is more so of like fact, knowledge and information. But anyways, like, saying that to say that for the like real and authentic people don't mind questions, don't mind curiosity. They understand that as humans, we have curious nature, that we seek understanding. And for real and authentic people, you know what I'm saying? That's how growth comes in. They understand that that's how people grow. It's a difference between someone who is, protecting their self, and someone who is hiding. There's a difference. Someone who is protecting their self um, won't be angry about people asking questions. They would just be curious about why you're asking the questions, right? Like, say for instance, for me, when people ask me questions and I sense some kind of ill intent, I will ask why. What do you want to know this information for, right? And that's not saying that I'm angry or I'm bothered by it or whatever. I'm just curious because I want to understand why you're asking the question so I can give you the proper information that you're seeking, right? But if there's a person that is like, because I've been around a lot of narcissistic people. So say you're talking to a narcissistic, controlling, manipulative motherfucker, right? And you're asking them questions, and you're asking them questions. You're going to sense anger from them. You're going to sense uh, um, um, aggression, right? It's going to be an aggressive feel to it. Like, they're going to be like, "Why are you asking me that question? What do you want to know that for?" Like, yada yada, this and that. Like, you're going to sense aggression, right? It's going to feel like they're like hiding. They're hiding something, right? What are you hiding? What do you have to hide? Why? So if there's ever anything that is like that, that is um that is angry about you asking questions, that is not comfortable with you asking questions, that is feels any kind of negative way about you being curious about something, or about you being uh aware about something, or like questioning anything, then that is not somewhere that you should be, first of all. And secondly, that is whatever it is full of control and manipulation. And that is what that thrives off of, right? That has ill intent. That does not have good intentions, right? Its only goal is to control and manipulate. So that's the thing, right? If you are ever in an atmosphere that is like that, then just don't be around it. Don't be around it, because it will only, it won't only get worse. It will only that's how it will always be, right? So go somewhere where you can express your curiosity, where you can express your consciousness, right? Because these things are healthy for your experience. These things are healthy for your understanding. These things are healthy for your wisdom, for your growth, right? You should always be curious. What I like to say is it's always good to be a skeptic. Always. Now, it's not saying to be closed-minded and to be like, oh, whatever goes against you, it's obviously not, it's obviously wrong or whatever. Like, no, there's a balance to everything, and I have an openness and closed-mindedness video as well that talks more about that stuff too, and I will leave that in the description as well. 4 videos plugged in, but it's good to still like have that curiosity, right, and to question things, right? Because that's how you understand things better. That's how you understand things more, right? Because you don't just want to just jump onto anything and all because something says so or all because whatever, right? If you don't understand it, you don't understand it. And you need to seek understanding before you get into anything. Before you get into anything, because that's how you keep yourself safe. That's how you keep yourself away from being controlled and keep yourself away from being manipulated. Keeping yourself safe in general, right? And that's always a good thing because I'm pretty sure you want a long life and you want to enjoy your experience, right? So it's never a bad thing to be curious and seek understanding, right? And if, like I said, if there's ever anything, anyone, or whatever that does not like that, they don't have the best intentions for you or for the atmosphere around you or whatever. They only seek manipulation and control. So get away from them. Get away from them. Right? Because it won't it will only get worse. So yeah, you know what I'm saying? Always be curious, ask questions. Um, the why, the what, when you're asking these questions, you know what I'm saying? Eventually you will get to the bottom of whatever it is that you're trying to get to the bottom of, or the top of whatever it is you're trying to get to the top of. You know what I'm saying? Like when you're continuing to ask that why, that what, that who, or whatever, especially the why, you know what I'm saying? Then, it's just, you're going to eventually going to get to the base, the root of it, right? It's just like your feelings. You know what I'm saying? If you're feeling a certain type of way, why am I feeling this way? You know what I'm saying? And then, I'm feeling this way because X, Y, and Z. Well, why am I feeling this way because X, Y, and Z? I'm feeling this way because X, Y, and Z because A, B, and C, right? Okay, I'm feeling this way because, and you can just keep going down that hole until you get to the base of it, right? Until you can no longer, you know what I'm saying? Until you can no longer ask those questions, right? Because obviously we have limits, and there's just an extent. There's just an extent of how far we can go as humans, I guess, just how it is. But all I'm just saying is, whatever it is that you seek understanding in this realm, you can understand it. And don't think you can't understand it, because you can, until you can't anymore. What does that mean? You can seek understanding for something until you can't anymore, meaning that, like I said, we have limits because we're not God. Like we're not source itself in the extent. Like obviously source is everything. God is everything. We are gods in our own sense, in ourself. Because we're a part of that divine source. We're a part of that divine divinity. You know what I'm saying? God is experiencing itself through all of us, through everything. You know what I'm saying? Through this couch, through this book, through this phone, through this mic, through us as persons, through this chain, or through this necklace, everything, through colors, through everything, because divinity is in everything and God is in everything because it created everything, right? So in that sense, we are God. But when it comes to like the full scope of source, we are not, right? Because source is source, right? God is God. I don't, whoever, for all the people that understand that, you understand that. But anyways, back to what I'm saying about all this is that is the reason that, you know, it gets to an extent that we can understand things because we didn't create it, right? Like, obviously, we can understand things that we created because we created it, right? But when it comes to like what you've created and how those components came about, then you can't really understand that because you didn't create the components, right? What does that mean? Like plant life or whatever, right? We understand, if for someone who's understanding that plant life, right, or created that plant life, created a GMO plant or whatever, obviously they understand how to create that GMO plant because they created that GMO plant, right? But when it comes to like those little molecules itself, um, and how those molecules are created, that is able to create in general, obviously we don't we can't understand that because we're not the ones that created those molecules, right? In the sense of how things can be created itself. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. But that's where the limit barrier is, right? That's how we can't really understand that because the that's the that's for divinity itself to understand. That's for just source and whatever else can understand that for that to understand. But us as humans, the only thing that we can understand is everything in this realm, right? So I don't know. I hope that makes sense. It's kind of like a tricky explanation for that. But anyways, yeah, that's like the whole little shebang about it all. It's like just it's if you have questions about anything, ask the questions, right? Like obviously, if like I said, don't be going around to anyone that is like ignorant to the concept or just someone, a narcissist or just a controller or manipulator. Like if there's anyone that is angry about questioning or curiosity, just don't be around them. Don't waste your energy on that. Go somewhere where you can express it because that is healthy. And don't ever let anyone make you, you know, fear monger you out of it. If that's, I think that's the word. Don't let anyone fill you with fear on that concept of curiosity and questioning because it's always good to do that. It's always good to do that. That's how you not be controlled, manipulated. And that's how you keep yourself safe and help yourself grow and experience. So always be curious, always be a questioner and a skeptic. Always. That's pretty much like that's pretty much just how it is, just be smart about how you're doing stuff. And yeah, if you're ever around anyone that has that kind of aggression towards him, just don't talk to them. Just move away from them. You don't need to be around that. Go somewhere where it's positive, pure energy. So where you can express that. But anyways, yeah, always be conscious, always be aware. It's good, but don't let it ruin your experience. Don't let it ruin your experience. Anyways, yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. That's all I want to say for this video. This video is 30 minutes long. Basically, holy crap. So I got to do a lot of editing. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you guys did, make sure you guys leave a like. Share this out to algorithm, man, to help many other people who need this video, man. Follow, subscribe, comment, like, whatever you feel like to do. You know what I'm saying? Because these things are very significant to my channel's growth. And I have my goals and my dreams as well. And if you guys want to help support that, these things go a long way. And even if you don't do these things, you know what I'm saying, just by you viewing this channel, just by you viewing my page, any kind of interaction with the channel, with the video, you know what I'm saying, it still means a lot. These things still help in very, very significant ways, very significant to my channel's growth. So yeah, I still love you for it. I still appreciate you for it. And if you're just a continuing viewer, just coming back and just just have an appreciation for my videos and just see my videos as helpful. I appreciate you for that. I thank you for continuing to just support, and I'm just grateful that you can see my videos that way, and I'm grateful that they can help you in the purest way possible. Hopefully, and if you're a new viewer, thank you for giving my channel a chance. Thank you for giving my video a chance. I hope to see you again, and I'm grateful that you made it to the end of this video. And I'm grateful you enjoyed my videos enough to make it to the end of this video. Hopefully. But anyways, yeah. Thank you guys for tuning into this video. Love you guys. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day, man. Take care of yourselves. Feed your mind, feed your body, feed yourself, make it close to yourself as you should, because it all starts with yourself. It all starts with loving yourself, because how can you give love if you don't have love to give? And in order to, get that love, you have to pour that love into yourself, because no one is going to give you the proper love until you give it to yourself. So give yourself that love, man. Love yourself. But anyways, man, thank you guys for tuning in. And it's been Blade. I'm out here. Peace.